In this video, I'll go over how to get an inspection done on your products and what you should be looking out for so you don't get stuck with an inferior product. But first, my name is Crescent, and if this is our first time meeting, welcome to my channel. My passion is sharing tips and strategies on how you can create a successful Amazon FBA private label business. So if you enjoy videos like this, or especially if you've been around my channel, consider subscribing. All right, let's get started. It's important that you have an inspection done in order to protect yourself and your investment. This step is often overlooked, or its importance is underestimated by beginners simply because they want to save some money. The thing is, product inspections aren't that expensive. It typically costs around $100 to $300 per inspection, and when you're investing thousands of dollars on product, it just doesn't make sense not to do an inspection to protect yourself from potentially inferior products. By not having an inspection done, you're putting your listing at risk with poor feedback and bad reviews. If you get too many returns or complaints, Amazon will actually close your listing until you resolve the underlying issue. It's not unheard of that suppliers will actually ship you high quality samples, and then once you place the order, use inferior materials. It's also not uncommon that during busy times of the year, such as Christmas or Chinese New Year, for example, that the quality may also suffer as the suppliers may hire new, less qualified workers or outsource their orders to third-party manufacturers to meet the added demand. So it's extremely important during those peak times to have an inspection done. So how do you have an inspection done? You want to hire an inspection service local to your supplier. Otherwise, you'll be charged for the additional travel time. You can easily find inspection services through Google, or I recommend a company called VTrust. If you hire a freight forwarder, ask if they offer this service, as some will also do inspections. Alibaba also offers inspection service if you use their trade assurance program. What I don't recommend is using the supplier's in-house inspection. Some suppliers are offered to do the inspections themselves. That, in my opinion, just doesn't make any sense. Always use a third party so there isn't any bias. It should also go without saying that you should have the inspection done while your products are still at your supplier's warehouse so that they can take care of any issues that arise. If products leave their warehouse, it can be a huge nightmare getting your supplier to resolve any problems, including the logistics and added costs of shipping the units back to your supplier. This is also why it's important that you should only pay a portion of your invoice ahead of time, such as 30% upfront as a down payment, so that should there be any problems, your supplier has incentive to resolve the issue. So, what should you have inspected? Depending on how complex your product is, or if you've made any changes to it, you want to make sure that all the vital aspects pertaining to the quality of the product itself and its packaging meet your requirements. Aspects such as the color, fit and finish, and overall design are exactly what you've stipulated to your supplier. If there are any moving parts or assembly, that the product performs and functions as it should, there are no missing pieces, and all the pieces actually fit together correctly, including the correct size, weight, and materials was used. You also want to make sure that any markings, labels, and printed material are properly affixed and line up correctly. You want to check that the packaging is as you expect, that the overall size and weight are correct for the product tier that you're intending for the product to meet. Otherwise, the shipping FBA fees can skyrocket. You want to check that the items placed inside the package are also placed correctly so the buyer's unboxing experience is how you've designed it to be. And most importantly, if your product is fragile, make sure that a drop test is done. As for the actual product testing, you can have every unit inspected, or you can stipulate a random sample size, such as 50 units or 100 units out of the entire order. How many to inspect is up to you and what your risk tolerance is. A pro tip here is to stipulate in your contract that if there are any defective units, that your supplier needs to replace the defective units or omit them from your invoice. And if the defective rate is beyond what you deem acceptable, that the manufacturing process itself needs to be changed so that future orders won't have the same issue. Once you actually start selling on Amazon, you're going to get returns. Customer returns is part of the business. However, if you haven't done an inspection, or even if you did, each time you get a return, Amazon will ask you what you want to do with the returned unit. If you're worried especially if the reason for the return was due to poor quality or missing parts, you can have Amazon ship the unit to you so that you can inspect it, and if there indeed is a problem, you can bring it up with your supplier. I don't, however, recommend ever putting the returned items back into your active inventory. The workers at Amazon are terrible at their job. They will say a product is in resellable condition when really it isn't. So you don't want to risk sending a defective unit out and get a negative review. Let me know in the comments what your experience has been with the quality of your products and if you had an inspection done or not. All right, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And to make sure you never miss a video, click that bell icon to turn on notifications. There's also a link in the description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. And as always, thanks for watching.